class, in this video I want to get into different blood types and go over blood typing. Okay. All right. So we have what are called ABO. ABO blood groups. Okay. So people with type A blood have A antigens on their red blood cells. Okay, again, antigens are what the body recognizes, right? Our B cells, right, which are the ones who would create antibodies. They recognize these antigens as part of who we are, right? They've always been there. They're normal body cells. We'll leave them alone. Okay, when those B cells will recognize or don't recognize an antigen, okay, so there's a foreign antigen on a virus, on a bacteria, on a red blood cell that's not part of who you are, right? That's when it's going to be a problem. Okay, that's when that B cell is going to make antibodies that attack. So antigens are proteins on cells. Antibodies are immune proteins, we'll call them, that are specifically made to attack foreign antigens. Okay. Okay, so back to our blood typing. So type A blood has A antigens on their red blood cells. If you have type B blood, you have B antigens on your red blood cells. Type AB blood, A and B antigens, so two different types on your red blood cells. Type O blood, you can think of this like 0, right? No antigens on your red blood cells, okay? Now, the antibodies are going to be made within the blood plasma, which is where we have these white blood cells, right, that could make these antibodies. It's only going to be made if the blood comes into contact with something foreign, okay? So you don't just have these antibodies, right? You don't just make antibodies for chickenpox, right? Only if you come into contact with that virus, or if you've gotten a vaccine, right, which is a form of the virus. Okay, so let's draw out what our antigens are going to look like. So they're proteins, they're folded up proteins, so they all are going to look like folded up proteins, but we're going to make it up that A looks like a circle here. Okay, we're going to say type B looks like a little square. Okay, someone who has A and B has both circle and square. Oops, my circle went away. Okay, so circle and square. Okay, this is not cooperating with me. Sorry, guys. Just do that. Okay, all right. And then O has nothing, okay? And these are going to be on the red blood cells. So let's draw a little red blood cell. this person is type A. Okay. All of the red blood cells have these circle antigens on them, these proteins. This person is type B. All of their red blood cells have these B antigens. Okay, let's say we have a little B cell here. This B cell, say you're type B blood, it's coming around surveying, it's just going to move right past. It says, oh, I know this guy, this B antigen, it's normal, it's going to leave, right? So nothing's going to happen there, okay? So let's erase that. All right. So type B. This person's type AB. This person has both. Okay, so they have A antigens and B antigens. And then we have our sad type O with no antigens. Nothing, it's just a red blood cell. Okay. So there we have all of our blood types and their antigens. Okay. Now let's talk about positive and negative blood types. Right? Because we're not just type A, type B, type AB, or type O. We're O positive or O negative, type AB positive or AB negative, right? So a positive blood type means that you are positive for another antigen known as the Rh factor, or it's also sometimes known as a D antigen. So if you're positive, right, if you're type A, you look like what I drew up here. If you're type A positive, this would be, this one here is a negative, the one I drew up there, right? It doesn't have anything else. Type A positive would have, let's say our Rh here is, what did we draw? We didn't draw a triangle, so let's do that. Okay, that's our Rh factor. It's a triangle. Okay, so our type A positive has both A antigens and our Rh or D antigens, which are triangles. Okay, so it's just another antigen that's present. If you're positive, you have it. If you're negative, you don't. Okay, now let's just, for consistency, so you could kind of see everything here, I'll draw out all the positive blood types. Type B positive, and let's change these to negative blood types up here. Okay. B positive, you're going to have, I'm not going to color them in because it just takes too much time. But we have our boxes, and our triangles. Box and triangles. Oop, I drew a box. Okay. So we have our Rh antigen and our B antigen. Here we have our A and our Rh. Type AB has a lot going on, right? Type AB positive. And then we have O positive, we'll draw last. Okay, so type AB positive has a lot going on. So let's draw a few lines here. Okay, so we have A, which was circles, B, which was boxes, and RH, which is our triangles. Okay, so this has every antigen possible on it, right, as far as ABO blood types go. Okay, and then O positive, type O does not have A or B, but if it's O positive, it does have this Rh factor, this Rh antigen. So we'll just have these triangle antigens throughout. Okay? So these are all the ABO blood types that we're going to discuss in class, okay? And all of their antigens. Again, antibodies are things that attack. So if we had an anti-B antibody, it would look something like this so that it could attach to those boxes. Okay? If this antibody is made by someone who is, let's say, type A and is exposed to type B blood, it's going to make a bunch of these antibodies. Okay, we have this person with type B blood. This poor person was given, or this person, so let's say this person with type B blood was given type A blood by accident. So here's one red blood cell, here's another. Let me draw a few here, and then we'll discuss this. Okay. Sorry, so this person, I think I said it backwards before, with type A blood is given B by accident. Okay, now they have some A blood over here, right? Nothing's gonna happen to this A blood that they have, it's fine, but the B blood that they have, now they've made these antibodies. Anti-B antibodies. So antibodies that are going to fight B. Now these are going to attach and stick together. Okay, so now they're all going to stick together here and cause a blood clot. So here we have our little blood vessel. Now all these red blood cells, these B red blood cells, are sticking together in a clot. Okay, obviously very dangerous. If this is happening throughout our body, then that could be very dangerous. Okay, so now let's talk about who can donate to who so that this does not happen, right? We don't want a blood clot like this happening, okay? So when you donate blood, they'll figure out what blood type you are and who you can donate safely to. And then they would only give your blood in a transfusion to someone who would not get clotting, okay? So people who are type A can receive A or O blood. Okay, and let's get into this a little bit deeper actually. So if you're A positive or A negative, okay, if you're A positive, you have A antigens and Rh antigens. So you would only potentially make anti-B. So you can't have anything with B in it, but you could have positive or negative red blood cells being given to you. So you can receive A positive, A negative, O positive, or O negative blood, and you'd be fine. As long as there's nothing with B, because that's the only thing you would potentially attack. If you're A negative, you only have A antigens. You do not have those Rh antigens, so you could make anti-Rh and you could make anti-B. Okay, so you could only receive other negatives, so A negative or O negative blood. Okay, this is receive. Okay, B positive, B negative. Same but opposite for B, right? B positive, you would only make anti-A antibodies. So you'd only attack any A blood group. So you could receive B positive, B negative, O positive, or O negative. Okay, if you're B negative, same thing here, but with B, right? You only have B antigens, you don't have Rh or A antigens, so you would potentially make antibodies against those, against A or Rh. Okay, so you can receive B negative or O negative. Okay, type AB positive and AB negative. AB positive is the universal acceptor. Okay, it has everything. It has A antigens, B antigens, Rh antigens. So it's not going to make antibodies against any of those. It can receive everything, every blood type. Okay, so that includes A positive, A negative, B positive, B negative, AB positive, AB negative, O positive, and O negative. Universal acceptor. Okay. AB negative can receive any negative blood type. Because it doesn't have the Rh factor, it can make antibodies against anyone who has that, any of these positive groups. Okay. So this one can receive A negative, B negative, AB negative, and O negative. People with type O positive, they only have the Rh antigen. Okay. So that's all they have. So they can receive O positive or O negative. Okay. They would make anti-A antibodies or anti-B antibodies, so they couldn't take AB or AB blood. A, B, or AB blood. Okay. O negative, this poor person can only receive O negative blood. Okay. So that's why it's important for people who have O negative blood to donate blood if possible for these people. And then this is also the universal giver. So O negative, right? We see it everywhere here. It can be given to any blood type. Okay, so anyone can receive O negative and be fine. Okay, but O negative can only receive other O negative blood because it will make antibodies against A, B, and Rh antigens. Okay, and if we're talking about who can give to who, it's like opposite of what I drew here, right? So A positive can give to A positive, A negative can give to A positive, etc. Okay, so we have our receivers and our givers all here.